Hello everyone and welcome to Leo 421. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install the live version of Debian 12 codenamed Bullseye, not Bullseye, excuse me, I'm so used to the 11 name Bookworm, which was recently released in mid-June. So here's how I'm going to go ahead and do it. As you go to the website debian.org, you're greeted with this beautiful little website where it shows the community and the operating system, which you have a huge download button to download Debian. This will download the net install image, but I'm not doing that today. The net install image allows you to install multiple desktop environments at once. But what we're going to be doing today is installing the live version of Debian. Now, all live versions of Debian 12 include all firmware, so you don't need to look for any specific files or images. So you're going to want to go to the Debian 12 AMD64 and find your desktop environment. What I'm going to do just for the purpose of the default is GNOME, so I would basically click that. It would come up down here in Chrome. Sometimes it comes up here. It's just different. And then we use Rufus, which is a program to burn bootable USB sticks. So see, I'll show you. Rufus. You just go here and download it. Looks exactly like this. It's very interesting. So yeah, you can just download and burn them to a USB stick. Once you have that to a USB stick, you're going to want to plug it into the computer that you are using, which in my case is a Dell Latitude 3390 computer. So I'm going to be plugging that USB stick in, so hold on just a second. Okay, I've got that plugged in. Now you can't see this, but you will in just a moment. There we go. Now you can see my laptop screen. So what you're going to want to do is, now that the USB is plugged in, restart your system. We can go to, yeah, I guess, why not just go up here? It doesn't really matter. And restart the system. And then you're going to want to hit the key to get to the boot menu, which in my case would be F12. So I'll go ahead and do that. So hold on. You're not going to be able to see anything. Okay, now I'm on, hitting F12 over and over. And we have a boot menu. You cannot see it, but it will say UEFI boot for the USB stick. Memorex, in my case, it is. So yeah, it's just showing you the last bit. I could try to see if it'll work. No, it's not. So now what you're going to do is select it, and you're going to get this annoying beep, and then hit enter again as soon as the beep is over. So there we go, and then I will just basically click enter again, and again, don't really need to go through any other options here, and then it will load up the Debian. Alright. So there we go. We've got the Debian 12 logo. It is on, and we're ready to go here. As soon as it finishes installing or getting everything ready for the Debian live image. Again, sometimes it takes a while, I don't know why. But it's a very, very pretty logo that they use. Very, very nice. And there we go. Black screen on both sides, so I'm seeing this black screen too on the actual laptop. So not just me, it's everything. And there we go. We've got everything. You can see this little desktop environment, so there we are. Okay, so we now have the display connected. So now what I'm going to do, it's going to give you this welcome process, but we're not doing any of this right now. I can actually just close this. Doesn't really matter to me, but you could if you want. So now what we're going to want to do is select, obviously, this English language, and make sure that you've got sound and Wi-Fi connected. Well, you don't need Wi-Fi for the installation. So here we go. We're going to click the Activities menu and go to this little icon that says Install Debian. It's going to ask for a password. So I don't want to share anything. But yeah. Alright, so I entered their super secret password, and it brought up the Calamares installer for Debian 12 Bookworm. So, here we go. The first step is obviously make sure that you're plugged into a power source. It does not allow you to install without being plugged into a power source. So anyways, we have the Calamares installer. We're just going to select American English. That's my default. And we'll go ahead and select location. Go ahead. Right there. There's Los Angeles. And we'll select next. English keyboard type default is all good for me. Okay, so this is where the partitioning comes in. I find that probably the easiest if you're just looking for a fresh install is erasing the entire disk. But of course you can install alongside to shrink a partition or replace a partition with Debian 12, but I'm just going to go ahead and erase the disk. Of course you can always manually partition it yourself. Okay, so now we have the info that I will use to install Debian. So for now, I guess I will go ahead and do this off camera, but what you're going to want to do is install, put in your full name, a username, the name of the computer, and a super secret password. You can also allow it to log in automatically without asking, but I don't recommend that. So as soon as I'm finished with this, I will pause. You know what, I guess I'll do it on camera. Well, I'll do the password off camera, but I'll just type in Leo421 for now, and we can just use that as a username. And I'll just type in latitude 3390. Alright, and I'll do the password off camera. Or off recording. Okay, so all I did was I hit next, and it brought us to the one final last check of installing Debian. So it's just confirming with us what we want to do for our installation. We've got our location, keyboard, partitions, and everything else is good. So now we're going to go ahead and install. Now I find Debian, it apparently can sometimes get stuck at a percentage. Sometimes it gets stuck at 1, sometimes it gets stuck at 21. I find that the most common one is 21% or 22%. Sometimes it'll get stuck at 26 too. Do not worry, the installation is going. It's just installing all of its packages and everything. So you got to 5, it kind of got stuck there. So it's going to keep doing this constantly. And then once it gets to 100, it's going to ask us to reboot our system. So we will do that. Once this finishes installing, I'm going to pause and come back once it finishes. It usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Could be longer, but you'll find out when I come back. Alright, the installation is finished. So now all it's saying to do is it is installed on my computer, and I may now restart the system. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to unplug the USB drive and then just let it run and do its thing. So it'll reboot, and as soon as it turns off, I'm unplugging the USB stick, hitting F12 repeatedly over and over until I get that boot menu. Now it should say Debian. Yes, it does. And I would click Enter. There we go. And I hit Enter again on Debian GNU Linux. There we go. And now it is loading Debian. Pretty awesome. So that's how it's done. Very, very simple. And now you can't see this, but I do have a login screen. The screen recorder does not capture when I'm on a login screen, so I'll go ahead and log in. There we go. And I just hit enter, and bang, got the Debian desktop, and now I'm gonna go to the section that says in my settings so I can turn back onto the display. Alright, so we are now on the welcome screen. We'll go ahead and get that set up. So, of course, we have the English language, and I'm gonna click next. And, of course, for the typing, I'm gonna go ahead and select English and go to next. Okay, well, you can't see this because I've got the Wi-Fi section pulled up, so I'm gonna just go ahead and select my network and enter in the password. Alright, we're connected now. You can see by up here. We're gonna click next. And we've got privacy. I'll just go ahead and turn on location services. So there we go. I just turned that on, and next. And we'll go ahead and do that later. If you want to connect your online accounts, then you can. Google, Nextcloud, and Microsoft. I will go ahead and do that later. We are done. So that's it. So that's how Debian is installed. So it's a very simple installation. You can see that we have all of our apps, mail, LibreOffice, files, software, and help down here. We can always find more by going over here with all of our wonderful applications. And you can always find more by going into the software. So it's a lot of fun, and I'm actually going to be kind of doing a full setup and review. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of explain to you Debian 12 as it is. So Firefox is the default browser, along with Evolution as the default mail client. Also, Thunderbird is a big mail client. LibreOffice, the LibreOffice suite is a huge part of Debian. It's basically Microsoft Office, but in the Linux world. So that's them. I believe in GNOME, as always, it's always a version behind the actual version. This is 7.4. This is why I don't think everyone uses Debian, because you don't get the latest version of software. It just comes with what you get. So yes, we have the 7.4 version. Obviously, this is older because look, it says 2022. That's already last year. So obviously, it is one version behind, but it's okay. I still like it the way it is. It doesn't really matter to me. So that's the LibreOffice suite, and then we have our web browser, Firefox, very easy to use. I'm sure you've heard of Mozilla, and when you go on later on, you can update things, but I just have the welcome screen. Again, you can browse, you can just go search Leo421, which I have to type over here, and search, and you can see I have some previous videos for my channel, and you can see it's all very interesting. So it's nice, very, very nice to see. You can see I have some other previous videos here, but that's basically Firefox. I did a review on it, but this is a full installation. Now the other bit of this is going into our files. This is also what I'm happy to say, GNOME 43 of Debian. So again, you can always go into the top bar and customize everything. So here we have everything. I've got the Wi-Fi covered again, but anyways, you can change your power mode to balance, which is all really nice. See, I can change it. I like power saver better, in my opinion. You can also use a dark mode, which I find is very fun and interesting. Uses some nice cool features here, which is fun. And even the file system gets dark. Again, this is GNOME version, I believe. Where can I find that? I forgot. Show details. Version, no, where is it? Yeah, the GNOME project. Version GNOME 43, I believe. So yeah, that's just files. I'll personally just go back to the light theme for those who can not see very well. But yeah, that's that. So I'll take that away. Now that you know what the top bar is, there we go. So that's gone. And one other thing is that LibreOffice, it does not come with the LibreOffice base, but you can install it by going into software. Easy to do. Just type in LibreOffice and it just works like that. LibreOffice. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't load. It's weird. Oh, I just had it. See, there we go. You can install the base as well. So I actually will go ahead and do that. You can also install all of your favorite games. And how I'm going to do that is by doing Flatpak. Flatpak is great for installing the latest version of apps. So, as you know, I can just go into Flatpak, super easy. Just type it in. It's hard from going to one computer to another. But anyways, if you type in Flatpak, it's super easy to use. Sorry, it's a little bit slow when I have so many things connected to it. But anyways, Flatpak is great for installing the latest version of apps. So you can go ahead and get set up. It's so easy to do. Just select your distro to get set up and follow the instructions for installing that. So I'll go ahead and just type in these commands and be back once it's installed so I can show you how I do it. You know what, I didn't make this video for nothing. I will go ahead and follow the command, so it's super easy. You just type in sudo and whatever the commands are, so apt install Flatpak, oops, and enter in your password and hit next. There we go, and it's done that. And the next command is pretty darn long, so I'll go ahead and no, actually it's okay. The next one's long, so I'll type it in with you for this one. It is sudo apt install gnome software dash, oh my god, dash plugin dash Flatpak. There we go. And now this last one I'll use to copy and paste because this one's just incredibly long. And then the last step is to restart. We'll go ahead and paste this in. There we go. And I'll go ahead and hit enter. Alright, obviously, so it's not going to work until I restart. So I'll go ahead and close this, and close all this, and log out. So I'll come back once I've logged back in. So there we go, my session's restarted. So now I should see this when I go into downloading software. There we go, it's downloading everything. Now I do have updates that I have to do, but we can deal with all that later. So I've got the software, and this could take some time. Yup, I'll pause and come back once it installs. Alright, there we go, we got it. So now what I can do, so I'm going to, for instance, search up one of my favorite games on Debian is called Chromium. BSU. Or I'll just type in Chromium. It's a very interesting space shooter. So I'll show you. It does take sometimes a long time to load. I don't know why. It's just sometimes very slow. For whatever reason, so I'm gonna come back once this finishes because it's taking way too long. Alright, there we go, finally. Anyways, this is my favorite game. See, here we go, and it's called FlatHub. You can download the Deb version or the FlatHub version. Obviously, I want the FlatHub version because that one gives you the latest version of the game. So we're gonna go ahead and just demonstrate a few things for you. So once this finishes installing, well, the GNOME version that I find, it is GNOME 43, so one of my favorite ones when it comes to gnomes. So here we go. Here's the about section. It is GNOME 43 X11. Where's GNOME 43? Where does it show that? Oh, where am I looking? Where does it say GNOME 43? Oh, GNOME version not available. But I know that this is GNOME 43 because I've looked before, so I know what I'm talking about. And anyways, the other thing with this is they've really improved their icons. Like, this is a really nice terminal icon. Oh, I forgot about extensions. We'll talk about that in a bit. So we've got extensions, which are nice. The other thing, there we go, we got the LibreOffice Space. I wonder why Writer didn't show up on there. Oh, because it's probably... Why would they do that? That's just weird. Well, there we go. Anyways, it's there. It's there. And then I can also pin to dash. Oh, it goes away. Now I get it. Now I get it. That is interesting. I don't remember that happening. So it goes away. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Interesting, when you have it pinned to the dash, it does not stay up here. Well, that's a bummer. Anyways, we have Chromium BSU. One of my favorite games for shooting. Just a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's just what it's like to install games. And you have Linux the Penguin, it's crazy. So yeah, that's just what it's like to install games. So, yeah, I don't know why GNOME's not showing up, but we have the software updates as well. So Chrome, the real Chrome, is not available on the real on the real GNOME software, but when you install Flatpak, it does give you the latest version of Chrome, which is awesome. So you don't have to go through all the terminal commands, but I'm going to try that again. I don't know why it didn't work. So we have Chrome, and it didn't work. Oh. Chrome, and you'll be able to find Chrome on here, which is awesome. There we go. I can install it from FlatHub, and we can also find, do they have Edge? I didn't know if they had Edge on Chrome. If they do, I don't use it, but yeah, it's crazy how they have all this on there. I do like to install it anyway, just that way I have the backup just in case. So we have that. We can also just do some exploring in here. It's fun, it works, and it's Debian. So they've definitely done a lot of nice things, and we also have updates here. Or you could also just go into the about section in Debian and search for software updates there. There we go. Now they're all there. You can also find them down here, but I'll do these later. I'm not really concerned about them. So yeah, that is Debian 12 Bookworm. I really like it. It's a good software. It's much better than Debian 10. It's a huge improvement. I'm sorry, Debian 11. I did not like Debian 11 at all. I thought it was just a waste. They didn't use GNOME 40, which is just kind of crazy. But yeah, that is my experience. Debian 12 Bookworm. I hope you guys enjoy my reviews. Oh, one last thing is the tweaks. Can't forget tweaks. So that's always here. You can find it by going there. And when I go in here, you can find general, appearance, fonts, keyboard, mouse, startup applications, the top bar, which I honestly prefer it this way, so I go weekday like that. And window title bars, always keep these on, that way you have maximize and minimize up there, so that's fun. Windows, and one other thing with the date and time. Yeah, I'm not a big military time person, but you can always change that by going into the settings and just flipping that on. to AM, PM. So there we go. So that's it for Debian 12 Bookworm. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you have any questions or comments, put those in the comment section. I try to answer as quickly as I can. And thanks so much for watching. We will see you next time. I don't think I've really any other reviews to say. Oh, you can go into Evolution and find mail here, but I'm not signed into anything, so it's not going to work. So that's Evolution, and then I will also show you can just drag Chrome to the bottom bar and it works. So that's kind of fun. And we have Edge now, so that's also great. And we also have, all these wonderful apps here that we'll be able to use later on. If you have any questions, put those in the comments, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and peace out. We'll see you next time.